Hi guys, we're gonna get everything going here momentarily. I'm just going to hit record just so I can show you. Um, no, I don't want to record on this computer. Hey there, guys. Good morning. I'm going to take some time today and show you. I've got a couple of different screens. In fact, if I let's just open this up a little bit, see how. Let me just move my. Hey guys, good day, good morning. I'm actually writing a book this morning, or actually teaching people on how to write a book. So, welcome, guys. And the reason I think it's important that we think about writing or creating a course or all of that is that we should think about multiple streams of income. Just say you wanted to make an extra, you know, $300 per month. Keep the cookies on the lower shelf, right? Help cover gas and things like that. Maybe pay a few of those taxes that our governments do so much good with the money. How can you do that? And I want to just say hello to my TikTok audience. I am on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, and I'm doing a multi-channel video. So if I'm not looking right at you, I'm actually working right now. But I'm going to make sure that I'm recording this because I'm going to recording in progress. I'm actually creating content as we speak. So I'm recording this for a course in the future. So a lot of people say, "Well, I just don't know where to begin." The key is begin. That's the key. Well, I don't have it all together. Do I look like I got it all together? I mean, so the key is just start. Everybody asks me how to get started. How did you get started? You just start. Hey, Caroline, how are you? Good to see you. Been a minute. And I want to just say, yeah, hey, I probably don't swing from that tree. Um, anyway, guys, I think we should think about having multiple streams of income, especially in the days that we live. And the so I have several different things that I'm doing. I'm recording to my computer. I'm in a Zoom meeting right now. This is live. It's not scripted in any way, shape, or form. Okay. I love doing it that way. Um, and I'm going to take you through steps to writing a book and creating multiple streams of income or creating a course. Well, how about if we could create a course and write a book at the same time? And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. So no matter who's watching, no matter who comes on these lives, um, uh, a lot of people get defeated when they don't have anybody on their lives or they don't. First of all, you have to understand that social media. Um, oh, blah, you need a headset like that. Where'd you get it? Great question. Wally World, Walmart. This is a Logitech headset. So it's Logitech, but any headset will do. In fact, you could get a headset that kind of looks like these. See what I'm talking about? It doesn't. A lot of people get so caught up and so stuck on their lighting and their. I don't look like Tony Robbins. Of course you don't. course you don't. Tony Robbins has been doing it for 50 years. You're not Tony Robbins. I guarantee you this though, most of us today, I love Tony Robbins. I absolutely I love Tony Robbins. But I can tell you this, Tony Robbins wouldn't be able to hold a candle to most people today if he had to start with what they had to start with in today's world and deal with um, the things that most people deal with today. Like I talked to people that started a business during COVID 19. They started during COVID 19. And so just realize the things that you have been through, the trauma that you have faced, the drama that you have faced, the mamas you have faced, just everything that you have been through. Hey, Mia, everything that you have been through has a story attached to it. So, without further ado and all that, let's just get into this. And I like this because I'm creating content right now. And how am I doing that? Well, couple things, couple tools I use. So if you really are serious and you're just not curious, but if you're really serious, get out a notepad, get out some pens, all that. And number one, you can and there's free software out there that you can utilize to get started. There's some tools I'm going to share with you. One is called Otter.ai. Otter, OTTER.ai. Otter is something you can download to your phone. You can use it on your computer. Um, Good to see you, Mia. How you doing? The uh, the Where was I at? um, Otter.ai is something that you can use for audio, like driving down the road in your car. Instead of talking to everybody else that really isn't going where you want to go, Otter.ai will allow you to speak into your phone and it will transcribe everything you say. So you got a transcription while you're driving down the road in the car. You just set it to your Bluetooth and you open up Otter.ai, and instead of talking to friends, instead of doing meaningless stuff, if there's a thought that comes to your mind, you can share it on Otter.ai while you're driving down the road. I call it now. Make sure you're safe. Make sure you're not looking at the phone. Get it set up and then take a drive. Now you don't have to do that, but I utilize software as I call it, no extra time, or you're just talking out loud like a voice recorder. You use it as a voice recorder, but then it will transcribe what you're recording. So why do I share that? Because a lot of people can sit at a blank screen. I call it the blank screen of death. And they draw a blank, even if they're remotely creative. They look down at that blank screen and they don't have any inspiration right at the moment. But if they're talking, I'm a better talker than a typer. Now, I can type. I can do about 45, 50 words per minute without looking. Um, and by the way, if that means what I think it means, Mia, here's I don't know what, something probably egghead. Um, the Actually, I heard this the other day and I love it. You know, there's only a few perfect heads out there. The others God had to give hair to. So I've got a perfect head. Hey, Nate, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Anyway, there's if you take and You can use Otter.ai to dictate to your phone, your computer, anything like that. Suppose you read a quote in a book and it just pops at you. Like in the book Think and Grow Rich, it reads thoughts are things and powerful things at that when they're mixed with a definiteness of purpose, persistence, and a burning desire for their attainment. And it just says something to you. Well, it just said four things to me. Thoughts are things and powerful things at that. Okay, so that's topic number one. When they're mixed with a definiteness of purpose, that's topic number two. Persistence and a burning desire for their attainment. So I got four topics to talk about. Now, I am not plagiarizing, I'm not copying anybody. That's exactly, but I can, if I can't talk about it for an hour or two, then it's probably the wrong one. I just froze on TikTok. I have no idea why, but that's life. So we're gonna. Here we are. We're back again. Hey, love Leah, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. If you take, but you can take, figure out what books you like to read, and then emulate what resonates. just just think about how you can, so you got to have some ideas, and I think the best times to get ideas are when you mastermind, and when you take a and you start thinking about what it is that flips your boat, what lights you up. Having a goal that is so exhilarating that it excites you and it scares you at the same time. One that's so in tune with your mental and spiritual core that you'll willingly dedicate all of your waking hours and all of your resources to its attainment, so that you can say at the end of your life, I'm emphatically and incredibly grateful for this idea that used and moved my life. You know, I am old enough to know that there's a lot of things that have come about, and I have no idea how they came about, but I'm so glad they did. But when I was a kid, we had a black and white TV. That was our color TV, two colors, black and white. Uh, and I didn't know the Incredible Hulk was green until I was 17 years old. I had no idea. I thought he was a darker shade of gray. So when that book that came out, 50 Shades of Gray, hell, I'd seen that all. I've seen numerous shades of gray watching that TV. And there were two and a half channels. There was actually three. There was ABC, NBC, and CBS. Those were the big three of the day. And on a good day, we might get all three. But most of the time, we got maybe one, two, and we had bunny ears and all of that. So the technology has rapidly enhanced to where today I can do a TikTok video, I can do an Instagram video, I can do a Facebook, I can do a YouTube, I can do numerous things. I can record to my own computer on a Zoom call with a virtual background, and I can do it all simultaneously. Like I have my own movie studio in my house, or my own recording studio, which I emphatically correctly do. If you have an iPhone, you can do amazing things with the iPhone or the Android phone. These smartphones are incredible, and the technology has always been with us. We just weren't aware of it. So you might be sitting there saying, I don't know what to do. I'm stuck. I can't pay the bills. I can't. But God has given every man the power, every woman the power to get wealth. There is no difference between anybody if you use your mind. The only thing that's going to change our life is by changing our mind. So many people focus on what they need to do on the outside, but they don't change what they need to do on the inside. And if you will change what you think about and change what you speak about, you will change what you bring about. It's emphatically correct. And whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. And if you have a story, if you know how to do something, if you know how to cook, if you know how to clean, if you know how to organize, if you don't start thinking, a lot of people say, well, write your story, tell your story, and they get stuck on their story. But out of your story, you have been through some education. You've been through some education. What has your education cost you? And I'm talking about multiple streams of income right now. And if you think about it, you might be working a job, you might be working an hourly job, and it's not getting you, you're getting nowhere faster than ever today. The gas is outrageously expensive, the groceries are outrageously expensive. So, and you're just trying to rob Peter to pay Paul and get through. And there's so much available to us today to where if you started, I was amazed. I'll tell you what, I'm 52. The first time anybody bought anything from me online, I flipped a brick. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. This stuff works. I couldn't believe it. The first time I got a little notification on my phone through email that Sally bought my book, I was amazed. I was amazed. So, okay, getting back to the steps to get this done. Number one, come up with an idea. It all starts with an idea. Thomas Edison had an idea. Henry Ford had an idea. And where'd it come from? Out of dissatisfaction. They were content to do things at status quo. The makers of TikTok, and oh, what an app. I've heard a lot of stuff about TikTok. I absolutely love this app. Okay. The makers of TikTok had an idea. The makers of TikTok had an idea. It was a thought a few years ago. Just a thought. Just somebody had an idea. Somebody got dissatisfied with communication the way it was. Is there a better way? Can we connect people? They had no idea the reach that it was going to have in such a few short years. And there's billions of people on TikTok now. And there's been numerous people that have made it to stardom using this app. And all they do is dance. And they're not very good at it. All they sing. They let their passion shine. And people give them likes and follows and comments. What an amazing tool. But maybe you're good at it. Maybe you know how to use it. Maybe you can teach people how to use it. Maybe you're good at social media. Maybe you know how to do these social media apps and you're very proficient at them. Hey, Sharad, maybe you could take the knowledge, the education that you have been gifted. See, I think if we would start training others and teaching others instead of complaining, if we would start training, if and good to see you, Shirag, and Cloud SpaceX, and hey, Chris, how are you? Good to see you. It's been a minute. Welcome, welcome. But if you could take the knowledge that you have been given, because we only live once. The graveyard's full of dreams, guys, full of plans, full of woulda, shouldas, couldas, full of it. It's full of it. And the graveyard's going to get your body. I don't care what you do. I don't care how much hope in a jar you buy. I don't care how many pills, vitamins, runs you go on, walks you go on. The graveyard, Lord willing, unless the Lord comes back. But really, at the end of the day, if sooner than later, probably you're going to die, and you're going to face that old graveyard. And that graveyard don't care. The graveyard is no respecter of persons. The graveyard plays no favorites. It does the same to people like Trump and Biden as it will do to you. It takes everything you've got. It will take your body. It will take the. That's fine. But what I'm saying is what we leave behind. See, a lot of people say, well, I'm going to heaven. I'm going to heaven. Forget everybody else. I had a friend that was a Marine, and I asked him why he was doing it, and I said, for future generations, because somebody did it for me. Somebody laid down their life that I could enjoy the freedoms that I have today, that I could enjoy agreeing or disagreeing with you, that I can enjoy that freedom, that I can enjoy the freedom to protest or not, that I could enjoy the freedom to assemble together with my fellow man in whatever, wherever, and however I feel like it. That was his answer. I was like, wow, good answer. And he went somewhere and he never came back. He never came back. God bless those men and women who chose to do something looking into the future. Henry Ford looked into the future. A lot of people think they're never going to die, and so they never live. They never live. Live as if you're dying, and you'll start living. In the movie Shawshank Redemption, uh, Andy Dufresne, um, I think his name is Robbins. His last name is Robbins, and um, and then Morgan Freeman plays Red. Andy Dufresne and Red are sitting there, and something that even most people didn't know that Andy had spent 20 years in prison for something that he didn't do, and from the minute he got to the prison, from the minute he got to it, he was tunneling his way to freedom. And I think he started with a little rock picker and a little rock hammer, and he started and he said, I'm not supposed to be here, and he exhausted all efforts illegally and parole and all that. So he decided that he was going to do it the way I don't condone it, but he was not supposed to be there, and he tunneled his way to freedom. He tunneled his way. Think about all the people who have tunneled before to get you to where you are today. And what could you do to help somebody else? Shirag is an intelligent man. And if he would take and write down how he's accomplished the things that he's accomplished and what he wants to do in his life to help somebody else out, instead of taking, he could use everything that he's been through for pain, but he chooses to use it for peace. Think about that. He chooses it. And so, because he knows that evil prevails when good people do nothing. Sales funnels are something that you can utilize to promote your books and promote your courses and all that. They're a little bit different than a website that they help. You can bring people to something where they have a strong call to action, and they give you their name and their email address to move on to the next step, and you take them through a sales process that way, instead of just having them come to a digital brochure and having to find their way through all that stuff. So, okay, steps. Number one, pick your topic. Pick your topic and then pick your audience. I think it's very important to realize that not everybody is going to like you. Not everybody likes me. Could you imagine that? Um, who do we have left? Hey, Kristen. Who do we have left on the call? Anybody here? Because I've been having some issues with my. Hey, Ben, how are you? Geo, welcome. So now what I've done is I've picked a topic, and then what I like to use is now the screen you see now for those I'm sharing my screen on uh, I'm on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, so I am sharing my screen over there. I got to get to 10,000 followers, guys. So help me out. Make sure you help me out. I got to get to 10,000 followers. Once I get to 10,000 followers, I'll be able to do that with you over here on TikTok. Be able to share my screen and provide some tools and training for you guys over here. But on the screen I'm showing right now is a I've got a split screen. One with Zoom on one side and one with it's called Descript on the other side. It's Descript. Descript. And Descript is a tool that will take any video that you have recorded. Now get ready for this. It will take any video that you have recorded and it will transcribe that video. It will not only give you a transcription, but will enable you to get rid of filler words. Filler words. In other words, what I mean by filler words, sometimes I get to when I speak, when I open up and let her rip, it takes me a little bit to get off the runway, but it's going to be a first class trip when we're in the air. Well, as you're getting off the runway and getting your thoughts formulated, you'll have these and all those things. This program will get rid of all those for you. You just click a button and it will get rid of all the ums and the ahs and all that. Well, then I take that same thing that I just did. So, like I did a video called Where Fear and Faith Collide. Well, that video is on the screen next to me and it says, uh, what is faith? Faith is the eternal elixir that unlocks the door of infinite knowledge, that unlocks the door to the temple of knowledge. So faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not yet seen. What the Bible tells us, it also tells us that without faith, it is impossible to please infinite intelligence, because infinite intelligence is a rewarder of those that diligently seek it out. What that is telling me is that thoughts are things and powerful things at that. And if we would do more to, to demonstrate our faith by what we're thinking and change our thinking to be positive and peaceful and loving and kind and temperate and all that, what a difference we would have in our life. If you think in positive terms, you're going to get positive results. If you think in negative terms, you're going to get negative results. Because if you start with a positive idea, and you start with a goal that is so exhilarating that it excites you and it scares you at the same time, one that's so in tune with your mental and spiritual core that you'll willingly dedicate all of your waking hours and all of your resources to its attainment, so you can say at the end of your life, I'm emphatically and incredibly grateful for this idea that used and moved my life. Oh, what a different story that you'll have to share if you have such a goal. If you have such a goal that lights you up in the morning. But if you do have that, you'll do crazy things to go after it because you want it so bad. Even if you don't get it, what kind of a person will you become on the way? Even if you don't get it, What kind of person will you become along the way? Do we still have anybody on the TikTok? You already know what time it is. So after So now that I've done the video in Zoom, what I would do is I would say, okay, now I'm recording. As you can see, like, let's just say this is one of the topics, but how do I get the topics? Well, let me just close out of this real quick and let me open up another screen. And this is something that you can utilize if you, let's see, I'm going to open this one up. This is Chat GPT. And I utilize Chat GPT for ideas. I do not have Chat GPT write for me. I have it give me ideas and help me out with some definition and punctuation and things of that nature. So, like for instance, um, this is what I did last night. Um, I actually please help me by improving this chapter of my book that I have written by improving the flow and punctuation. If you have any idea for some titles that would be appreciated. The following is the content I would like you to edit. How to stay calm in the midst of the storm. Well, and here it is. This is where I went into it. Well, if we laugh to ourselves, we're just not going to be able to do it. If we say to ourselves, we're just not going to be able to do it. This is why Paul the apostle in the Bible wrote, whatever is true, whatever is noble, if anything worthy of praise, if anything good, if anything positive, let your mind stay on these things. In the book of Proverbs, it says, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. And again, Jesus said, as you believe, be it done unto you. And in the book of Romans, it tells us to be no longer conformed to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. It tells us to change what we think about. And in the book, The Stranger's Secret by Earl Nightingale, he writes a powerful lesson in there that we must control our thinking because all leaders are of all backgrounds, of all denominations, of all ethnicities, and they've disagreed on numerous points, but it's on this one thing they're in complete and unanimous agreement that we become what we think about. The power of a thought is an amazing thing. It really, that's what we do become what we think about. If we think about nothing, we become nothing. Isn't this amazing, guys? So now I took that and I gave it to um, Chat GPT and I asked it to clean it up. Now, this is what it came back with. Let me show you here. Once you do this, it's going to, and I'm using a lot of resources on my computer, so bear with me. Here we go. It gave me the title suggestions, like it went from navigating the storm. You already know what time it is. So in light of everything that's going on in the world, I want to remind us something. It isn't what we take with us when we leave this world, but friend we leave behind when we go. A farmer and a teacher, hooker and a preacher, riding on a midnight bus out to Mexico. One was headed for vacation, one for high education. Sorry, guys, got a little bit distracted there. Good to see you. And I want to welcome you. Those are watching live right now. But anyway, as I was sharing with you, like these are the titles. Remember when I went up here and I asked it to please help me improve this chapter? If you have an idea for some titles, okay. So we went through all of this, and then we get down here. There we are. Sorry, I'm using resources, but here's a go. Title suggestions: Navigating the Storm, a guide to inner calm, transforming your mindset, weathering life storms, the power of thought. See how this is coming together? How to stay calm in the midst of the storm. Well, if we laugh to ourselves, we're just not going to be able to do it. Now, I could say, well, if we say to ourselves, we're just not going to be able to do it, well, this is why Paul the Apostle of the Bible wrote, whatever is true, whatever is noble. It changed a little bit. It's helped me with the punctuation. It's made things flow a little bit better. And that way, when I send this over to an editor, getting it ready to be published, the time they have to work with it has greatly diminished. Now, I don't know if I would use an editor on the thing that I'm working on right now because it's more of just a lead magnet. Just setting something else up here, guys. But this is what I'm doing right now is I'm actually creating a module for getting people some foundation and how to change their life, and I'm being very authentic as we do it and showing people in real time how they can utilize this software. And I've seen a lot of people pay hundreds to thousands of dollars to go through stuff, and they listen to some guy talk up on the stage, but they don't show them anything until they pay the money. I'm showing people whether they pay anything or not because the last thing that people need is more fluff out there. And you know, people say, well, you gotta sell them, you gotta sell them, you gotta sell them. You know what? I would rather give it to you because most people won't do the work anyway. Most people won't do the work. Hey, AJ, good to see you. Today we're talking to people about how to create digital products to create multiple streams of income. So, okay, there's an app called Zoom that'll be good for video modules for your courses. There's an app called Canva out there that you can use to create video, you can create social media posts, you can create a lot of stuff. They have a free app, they have a paid version. There's another software out there called Descript that will take all of your videos that you've created on social media that you can download later and upload them into this software, and it will transcribe those videos. So now you got transcription to go along with your video courses. So you've got video and you got transcription. It will also pull the audio. So now you got audio to go along with that. You've got things like TikTok that you can utilize for social media and reaching people and helping them and transforming lives. And, they're not all going to like you, whatever. But I love it. Even the trolls with souls on TikTok. I absolutely love TikTok. It is by far, in my opinion, one of the better apps out there. Just absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. Love it. Love the people I've met. I want to say, Nadine, how are you? Good to see you. Evelyn, Brandon, how are you? Michael, Bowen, Elena. Elena, now the party started. Uh, but in the world in which we live in today, we've got to start thinking about multiple streams of income. Got to change what we think about, change what we think about. And the way to do that is digital products. Digital products you do not have to be there. You don't have to, like right now, I'm creating this first module of the first course of how to create digital products. I'm doing this whether anybody shows up or not to the live. I'm on Facebook and I'm on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. And if I get viewers or not, I don't care because I'm actually putting this in a recording that I have created the content, and then I will have it create text. I will transcribe the video, and then and then once I do that, I take it over to my friend ChatGPT. I call him Jarvis. I take that he's my version of Jarvis, and I tell Jarvis that I want to have him clean up the punctuation and let it flow a little bit better. And he doesn't change anything except the punctuation and rewords things and helps it flow a little bit better. So now I've got the transcript and I've got an audio because it will pull the audio and then I can edit the audio to get rid of all filler words. Beautiful. Even out of the video, I can get rid of all the filler words. Like filler words are uh, getting things are going. So it gets rid of all of them by a push of the button. So I can get rid of all that. I can literally delete whole segments of something. So if I was interviewing somebody and they take the brunt of the interview, but I want to get rid of the introduction, I can delete that too. So these things are very powerful tools. So you got Zoom. Okay. Zoom is where I'm going to do most of my video modules. Why? Because I'm like right now, I am creating I'm recording to my computer on Zoom. And so I can take this and download it once I get it recorded. Once I hit end meeting for all on Zoom, it's a private meeting. Nobody else is involved. Once I do that, it will convert the meeting and it will give me the audio and the video. And then I take that video and I upload it into what I utilize is called Descript. I take Descript and I hit a button and it transcribes the video for me. Once I get the transcription done, I then take and will ask it to get rid of all the filler words. But then I will look through that text on there. And if I want to clean up the video at that point, I can. But I will take and I will copy and paste that text and I will drop it into ChatGPT. And I simply ask ChatGPT to give me some title ideas for the chapter and to clean it up by utilizing punctuation and getting it to flow a little bit better. And then I will ask it to say, give me a revision, what you would think would need to be changed. I ask it to first change nothing, and then I ask it for another revision. And you can do that. And then guess what? I've got a chapter already, and it's my work. I didn't copy anybody, didn't ask Chat GPT to write anything for me. These are all my original thoughts. And then I have another software that I utilize to put everything in chapter and verse. And so that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm going to take you through the process. I'm going to show you how I do this in real time when we come back. So please send me a message if you see this later, and if you'd like to hop on a Zoom call and actually get a little bit more detail about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. Please let me know. Thank you. Have a great day.